Building cost $0.85 million for basic futuristic stadium. For building hybrid stadium, $0.80 billion. For building cost of basic symphony stadium, $0.70 billion. Basic traditional stadium, $0.71 billion. And for deluxe building costs, $1.00 billion. Cost $0.85 million for basic futuristic stadium. For building hybrid stadium, $0.80 billion. For building cost of basic symphony stadium, $0.70 billion. Basic traditional stadium, $0.71 billion. And for deluxe building costs, $1.00 billion. The cost of the building stadium, this gives the team the best chance of marketing profit. I'd love to see the stadium in person. I've heard this stadium design includes most of massive bathrooms and suites. Fan zone can't wait to build it. On paper, it looks like this is the best choice, but they need to pay attention to the cost versus seating. Become up, this stadium is the obvious choice. It looks amazing and top of the line amenities. No contest. It'd be better to pick this one. Maybe this owner can sell some of his stock, cover the extra cost. Upgrades. It comes with, this is Smart Financial Markets. Building cost $1.00 billion. Seating capacity 66,000. Suites 4,005. Weekly cost 0.48. Market size decent. City personality loyal. Stadium funding 56%. Building cost $1.35 billion. Seating capacity 70,000. Stadium size, market size decent. City personality loyal. Stadium funding 41%. Seating capacity 67,000. Suites 45,000. Stadium size 5. Market size decent. City personality loyal. Stadium funding 56%. Building cost deluxe stadium 1.55. Seating capacity is 69,000. Suites 4,500. Stadium size 5. Weekly cost 0.55. Market size decent. City personality loyal. Stadium funding 48%. Building cost 1.818. Seating capacity 72,000. Suites 6,000. Stadium size 5. Weekly cost 0.56. Market size decent. City personality loyal. Stadium funding 47%. What in the world is a Sphere? Are there any pictures online? They better have a 50-yard line logo in the right place. I'm going to tell everyone to message board about it. Not the smartest choice financially, but it does have a lot of club seats. This is the right way to go. Spend external money, go for traditional, my son, and I can't wait for the harvest. Love this old school stadium design. There's nothing like the classic vibe. Awful seats for fans, pure luxury for sweet money. Then you're back to the top. If they skip the suites, they won't get corporation money. Owners is going to have to sell everything they can afford. $750 million is still cheap. Are going to send the cheap seats. Stadiums, but I can get down with this. Yeah, stadium seems nice, but will they have pretzels? I love pretzels. I can't wait to go to the game. Already pre-ordering tickets for the Monster Truck Rally. Affordable. No one is going to take their family to a cheap stadium like that one. It's practical, but so I'm okay with it being conventional. 25 cars in. Does anyone know the stadium costs less than others, but doesn't have as much capacity? Stadium premium seats. If they can try to save on the stadium cost by parking cheap, the design, it'll impact them in concessions and sales down the road. Cheap seats and for the premium seats can afford more. Good luck making money with the stadium and it like that is in this city. How we're going to small the bathroom is going to be in this place, are we going to have to wait for hours? If they can't skip the suites, they won't cooperate. Get the money. Owner is going to have to sell everything they own afford this. 750 millions aren't going to sit in cheap wooden chairs. I usually prefer the traditional stadium, but I couldn't get down with this. But I could get down with this. I usually prefer the traditional stadium, but I could get down with this. Yeah, that stadium seems pretty nice. And all, but will they have pretzels? I love pretzels. I can't wait to take my kids to the game. Pounding tickets to afford the Monster Truck Rally. No one is going to there. It's practical, so I'm okay with it being conventional. This stadium design is pretty small. I'm wondering if it has 25 parking lots, more than 25 cars. Does anyone know? The stadium costs less than others, but doesn't have much capacity, especially in the premium seats. If they can save on the stadium cost by picking this cheap stadium design, it will impact them and concession sales down the road. Cheap stadium with premium seats, can they be more obvious? Greed. Good luck making money with the stadium like that in the city. How small are the bathrooms going to be in a place like this? Are we going to have to wait for hours? And then back to the top.
Kansas lawmakers failed to pass their Star Bond Stadium bill early this morning, but the idea isn't dead. It's likely an attempt to lure the Royals and Chiefs across state lines. Now lawmakers could be brought back to session. KNBC 9's Brian Johnson is joining us live to look at how much this plan would cost taxpayers. Brian?
Yeah, well, supporters say it costs taxpayers nothing. What they're going to do is use tomorrow's sales tax to pay for the stadium today. But here's the issue. Let's say you're in the Legends and you want a drink. Every time you go to buy that drink, part of the proceeds go to pay for local taxes at the city level, sales tax. Whereas if you buy it inside the stadium, that sales tax, rather than the police, fire, and libraries, that money is going to go for the stadium. So eventually, people only have so much money, they either have to cut police services or raise taxes. Now, last night we showed you these renderings on Channel 9. This is from Manica. They are the agency that put these out of a possible domed Chiefs stadium near the Legends. Today, an expert on this topic said 2 new stadiums in the state of Kansas would cost roughly $250 million a year to pay for the debt, but their sales tax that will generate from that will only generate about a third of the cost. Now, ultimately, the state's general fund is on the line for that other 66%. That means the stadiums could cost each person every year about $64.
Using the sales tax as a vehicle for these billion-dollar capital projects, it's super risky. It's super risky for, in this case, it's primarily going to be Kansas state taxpayers.
And so we'll see what happens. Now, as for fans, no matter what happens, it's all good news that the teams are going to stay in the Metro. It's the best news for the owners, because if this gets 100% financing, depending on how the negotiation goes out, this could be the largest gift in Major League history. Live at Chiefs Stadium, Brian Johnson, KMBC 9 News.
All right, thank you, Brian. And Profiter says the debate alone is great for the team owners. Even if nothing happens, he says it does send a message to Missouri leaders that they might need to compete to keep the team.
For me, but you can change whatever you want. So you continue to click A, and when you do this, you also end up choosing a new stadium, it seems like. So something to note here is that it seemed like you were able to choose a new stadium without relocating, but if you relocate, you obviously need a new stadium, right? So that is a separate setting, which I will go through after, which you can change your stadium but stay in this spot. This is going to be changing your stadium but leaving. This is going to be leaving the spot and changing your stadium. So there's a cost associated with this. Again, if you're not in GM mode, it doesn't matter. If you are in a GM mode, you do want to pay attention to the fan interest, the personality type. You want to focus on the seating capacity, the suites, the stadium size, the funding, the weekly cost. See, like if you go out, this one's a 0.14 million weekly cost. There's a 0.16. You have some that are 0.9. You have a 0.9. You have a point. Was that it? Okay, those are all the options. So keep that in mind if you are doing GM mode. I'm a coach. I'm doing coach mode. Doesn't really matter to me, but for a lot of you guys, it might. We're not looking at anything above 100. We're not looking at anything that's above 1 billion, but everything seems to be at least above 0.7. So it's all relatively close in cost, but in GM mode it's going to matter. So let's go with the futuristic stadium here. You click A.